Hello there, I'm the Base Manager and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today we have a mission, and that mission is space. Yep. Hey, stop. Thank you. Our mission is to get into space, and I can see that past me left me something to do. Yep, I have to figure out why is the telescope not working. I kinda didn't want to put the telescope all the way over there. Probably just needs one extra tile. We'll just do it like just like this, disassemble that, put the tile over there, should be fine. Hopefully. But yeah, today we have a mission, and that mission is to get better stuff to go to space, so we need to get along with the research. For the next few cycles I'm going to focus on my rocket. I'm going to trust that my base can run itself without self-destructing it too much, you know. I don't know if I should trust my... I'm sorry guys that I'm laughing. I'm laughing at my own incompetence sometimes, but I don't know if I should trust myself with the things that I have done, but yeah, I'm going to pretty much just focus on this rocket, doing some research and getting it into space so the Abe can do the orbital research. So let's do that right now. There is still a little bit of time, so Abe can get along with that. But while Abe is not here, I would like to thank you all for the feedback that you guys gave me regarding the my fridge. I am recording a few episodes in advance, so that's why I'm only addressing it right now. But yeah, some of your ideas were really great, and I think I'm going to implement them on my future fridge. I just want to get a little bit of ethanol so I can run an ethanol loop, and pretty much my idea is, because one of the concerns is the ethanol loop will affect the temperature of the base. However, given that my fridge is in a corner of my base, if I insulate it well enough, it might not interfere too much in the temperature, because if we go over here, like, yeah, it is chilly, not 20 degrees, minus 20 degrees chilly, but still chilly, yeah, that chill does not go far. So if we have one cloud of chill over here, one cloud of chill over here, I'm pretty sure that our compost pile counteracts that pretty well. As we can see, the temperature of the base is pretty much stable for forever. Actually, it's warming up. Actually, now that I take a look at it, it's warming up just slightly. So a little bit extra cooling will not be too much for us to handle. And then now I would like to add some chlorine in here, but my problem is I don't know if chlorine is heavier than oxygen or not. Maybe because this is going to take some time. Okay, this is not going to happen anytime soon. I was going to make another fridge just like this one, but this one is keeping up with demand. We have stabilized our food, so I'm just not going to go through with this one. There is no need for that. We can make a proper storage in the future. But my question is, if I make a pit like this, will the chlorine stay in there? I don't think so. I don't think this is a viable idea, creating a pit with chlorine inside instead of carbon dioxide, because the chlorine will kill the bugs, and that would actually be a great bonus. So I think that maybe I should do something like what I had in here, create a vacuum, and then use the automation to deliver a piece of bleach stone in there, which will create... which will emit chlorine and, you know, create that chlorine environment, and then just a tiny little loop over here of a really, really chilly ethanol, and that, you know, if it is just a tiny little loop going through a couple of insulated tiles, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do in the future. There is still time to plan, because I'm not... I don't have an arbor seed to create trees, to create lumber, to make ethanol, so I will have to get that ethanol from somewhere, hopefully another planet. But yeah, To go... Oh yeah, that fixed it. The extra tile fixed it. To go to another planet, first we have to go to space, do some research, build the telescope and all of that. So give us a moment, guys, while we do some space researching, and we'll be right back. I will figure this out in the background. So we are kinda halfway there with the research. A couple of cycles have already passed on, and in the meantime, given that we are not building anything of major importance, I'm thinking about remaking my power grid the in-base power grid, I mean. I'm going to remove it from over there all the way to the bottom, and I'm even going to redirect. I know it's looking a little bit messy right now, but it's going to improve. I'm going to deconstruct a bunch of these random lines that we have all over the floor. And I'm even going to redirect the power spine from over here, going through the middle of our base, giving a bunch of negative decor. I'm going to throw it over here to the side, that way our dupes don't have to burn their eyes every time they go through the main corridor, right? So yeah, that's what I'm doing with my free time, given that my dupes, you know, they want something to do. So this research is taking forever. But at least our expansion of bedrooms is going quite well, and most of the power transformers have already been redirected. It's not yet done, or, well, it's mostly done. And as you can see, most of the wires are now hidden. There are no ugly wires running around the place, just a few of them. The least amount possible, and I'm pretty sure that had a positive impact on the decor around here. So yeah, at least we are having positive results out of this. What the fuck just happened? These had Radbolts in. Oh my god, this was no. My god, I'm so sorry, Abe. Time until death, 117 seconds. Oh no. And there is no oh shit. I wasn't expecting this. We have how am I gonna do this? I'll have to disable this building and then ask someone to go over there and rescue Abe. Oh, this is not going to be pleasant. Okay, so Hordo is already going to rescue Abe. Come on, it only has 100 seconds. Okay, so we saved Abe. Abe has been saved, so whew, that was what the hell is this? Solid nuclear waste. Max, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, like, get out of there. And let's enable the building again. Okay, so, if the research was going slowly... No, Max. No getting in. Okay, Max. Jesus. Okay, so now we can have him unequip the lead suit after someone tended to him. And we'll put the lead suit back in here. No problem. And yeah, okay. Oof. I was scared over there for a moment, but everything is good now. Okay, so... okay, I am a little bit confused. I just built this, no? Huh. Okay, apparently someone was sleeping on the floor. Did I count my beds incorrectly? No. Whatever. In any case, we will have to give Abe a little bit of a pause. He is going to be out of commission for a very long time. While Abe is out of commission, I think I'm just going to clean the place out. Because, yeah, today's episode is to focus on the rocket stuff, and without Abe, there is not much we can do. However, we could hire Marie, because she has a lot of interesting interests. What I mean by is supplying and suit wearing. She would be a very good sweeper, and given that we kind of need all of those, but at the same time, after Marie, I think I'm only going to get another rocket pilot with research. Someone with both research and rocket pilot, because we are going to need another researcher, otherwise we are never getting any of the advanced research done. So, welcome Marie. You now have a comfy bed ready for you. And let's go to duplicate skills. Marie. She's not even registered there yet. Okay, she's probably there now. Marie. Improved caring. And for priorities, go sweep stuff up. Sweep. Here's tidying. And then you can do whatever you want, actually, except for research. And yeah, no operating and no farming and no ranching for you. Everything else, you're good to go. Fantastic. Now is just a matter of time before Abe gets better. I'm sorry, Abe. I probably just give you an almost lethal dose of radiation should you not be wearing your lead suit. Ugh. Well, Mr. Abe over here is taking his sweet time doing the orbital research. And, well, we are pretty much done with a lot of our side projects. And given that we still have a little bit of time left on the waiting for the orbital tech, one of the things that we could do is we could kickstart our fridge again, because after reading a couple of your suggestions and doing a little bit of more research and understanding a little bit better how all of these mechanics work, I think I can come up with a functional design that will do its job. So pretty much my idea is, well, I'm going to create a tiny cooling loop just for the fridge. However, I'm not going to use a thermo aqua tuner, because that would require us to pretty much just have a system like this. I'm actually thinking about using the thermal regulator. We could use gas like, I don't know, oxygen or hydrogen. Well, we have hydrogen over here. Liquefies at minus 252 degrees. Yeah, fantastic. Something that like that in a cooling loop. It would take its time, because the hydrogen is not the best thing at absorbing heat, but eventually it would stabilize the temperature at around the minus 18 to 20 degrees. And we shouldn't go too much lower than that, because if we go to the chlorine, which is something that I want to have in my reservoir, in my fridge over here, chlorine liquefies at minus 34. So pretty much I am unsure on how the thermo regulator works. But yeah, I assume that it cools the air by minus 14 degrees, and so if we set it to minus 20, the maximum that the thermoregulator will cool something is up to minus 34, which is just on the brink of liquefying the chlorine. But at the same time, if we go above the minus 18, the food will stop being deep frozen, and will start to spoil again. So, with that in mind, I was thinking about... Where is the petroleum? There he is. Come here, beautiful. And I was thinking about using either petroleum or crude oil. Oh, but yeah, let me see if I can see the properties. Nope. It doesn't matter. Oh, I have a little bit over there. crude oil -40. The petroleum is actually as a lower condensation point, so we should use petroleum for the liquid lock, just like we had last time. Just a tiny blob of petroleum over here is all we want. And then we build a tile on top of that, vacuum the entire area, put a little bit of bleach stone in here just to create a chlorine environment to kill all the germs, and then we put the food in here with a cooling loop. Now, where am I gonna put the thermoregulator? That's the biggest question. Now, what I'm thinking about is putting the thermoregulator right here in this square, and then extending our cooling, come on, cooling loop over here, right? And hopefully the radiant pipes with a couple of thermal shift plates should be enough to get the thingy cooled off enough that it won't overheat or like destroy the environment over here with all the heat produced. So yeah, let's try it out. If that doesn't work, then I will come up with some other solution. Alright, so pretty much this is going to be the design for it. We have the vacuum pump over there, it's going to have power. The exhaust is going to be towards the outside. I will then deconstruct the gas vent and place another layer of insulated tiles over there in order not to have the cold leak into my kitchen. I am just building this little bit of insulation over there because I want to have a metal tile over there and a metal tile over there. In fact, I think I want this to be a metal tile as well. Yeah, I want. There we go. So pretty much the idea is we are going to cool the hydrogen, which is another thing that I still have to figure out. How the hell am I gonna bring the hydrogen all the way from over there to over here? It's going to be a painful process, but oh well. I'll figure something out. Because, yeah, hydrogen is the only gas that we have available right now that is even worth doing something, because the thermal conductivity is 168, like oxygen. For in comparison, it's 0.024. Yeah, not going to happen, because if we use oxygen, I don't even know if this is going to work. With hydrogen, I think it might. But, well, all of this is an experiment. So, right now, let's try to build everything. We already have our bottle emptier. Come on, bottle emptier, liquid petroleum. However, sweep only. I'm going to ask my dupes to sweep. Let me see. 10 kilograms. Yeah, let's sweep that. And that hopefully will only leave a small blob right where that sandstone is. So, yeah, let's see if that works. Because other than this, we only need to build the metal tiles. We then need to deconstruct the bottle emptier. And we are pretty much close to done. Hopefully, everything will work as... Holy Jesus, that's a lot of petroleum, my friend. Okay. It's quite a mess, so pretty much I don't want to sweep in this tile, I want to sweep over here. And then I will have to deconstruct the... okay, so let's cancel this. And let's cancel this. I will have to deconstruct the tile itself, so this little bit of petroleum can flow over there, and that way I can give a mop order in here. Otherwise, they will clean this part over there, and I don't want that. So yeah, let's get that cleaned up. And the bottle emptier destroyed. Deconstruct. Okay. let's see how this works out. Alright guys, even though it took a little bit, it wasn't the end of the world. Now this is the nearly improved version, but first let's vacuum out this place. Shouldn't take too long given that this is relatively small, so no worries there. However, as we wait for the place to be vacuumed out, we could start taking care of our hydrogen. It's going to take a little bit. Once again, for the hydrogen to reach there, we don't have a lot. I might have just put the threshold of this battery a little bit too high, given that we were low on natural gas, you know. And we added a lot of hydrogen. Didn't seem like a terrible idea. And honestly, I don't think that it will be an issue. We have the same overflow as we have on the... oh, of course, different pipes. As we have on the aqua tuner. So technically, if the thermal regulator is not working, the gas can pass through. Anyway, now let's just wait for these few puffs of hydrogen to arrive. Alright guys, so with all of this built, we are pretty much done. Now all we need to do is allow manual use. We are going to want a little bit of chlorine, which is in consumable ores, which is right here. We're going to want a little bit of bleach stone. Unfortunately, we cannot tell them just to bring 10 kilos of the stuff. We are going to have a little bit of chlorine left in our base, but that's okay. Now, we are going to have this at level 9, because this one will be at level 8, and so that way they will bring from here into over there, in theory. Let's see if this works. And if this works, then we will drop the bleach stone in here, which will fill this up with chlorine. After that is done, the cooling loop has been already established. As you can see, there is a temperature shift place over there. As I said, we are going to set this up to minus 20, minus 19. Just to be on the ultra sure side of things, right? We want to give ourselves as much room for maneuvering as possible. The hydrogen is inside, and now I had to build a line all the way from over here. Oh, they already deconstructed everything. Huh? How efficient of them. And now we can enable this, enable building. As you can see, I had to do a little bit of a modification because I forgot the pipe thermal sensor. And now we have all that automation in. And just close this off because there is a noise in there. And let's wait for our dupes to bring us a little bit of chlorine. Oh, okay. He delivered 1,000 kilograms of chlorine. However, we don't want to put 1,000 over there, right? So for now, I'm going to take the manual use. I'm going to let it send a couple. Now I'm going to remove that. It's going to drop. I'm going to sweep it on a maximum priority because I I don't want this off-gassing in anywhere in my base. And there we go. We should have chlorine in here. We do. And now we have the hydrogen going in, getting also cold. Okay, so I think this is going to work, guys. Yeah, fantastic. Now, will this chlorine drop down quick enough? We will wait and see. So, after a couple of cycles, I noticed that the chlorine is having a tough time having its temperature dropped. It's going, but very, very slowly. And one of the possible reasons for that is the fact that we have these tiles over here. I will have to move my murder pit at least one tile to the right, which means we are going to have to do a couple of staircases over here like so. We build a couple of tiles like that, and then we deconstruct the pneumatic door, the tile, and we just scoot things one tile over there, build the insulated tiles over here, and then we might even build it diagonally so that we have a double layer of insulated tiles. Hopefully that will help. So yeah, let's scoot this one tile to the side. Alright, there we go. A double layer of insulation, that should help out a lot, and as you can see, as we were building, every tile of insulation that we placed decreased in this case the temperature slightly. So yeah, a little bit longer and we should be on the desired temperatures. However, I think I will have to keep this setup at a much lower temperature than desired. I will have to keep on monitoring this, hopefully. Not having the temperature lower than expected, you know, it will not bite us in the behind, because I really don't want to liquefy the chlorine and break our petroleum seal. That would be bad. But in any case, should an emergency arise, we have a conveyor loader over here, directly connected to the outside. This is also for the rot and, you know, polluted dirt and all of that, should any food spoil. However, I think we can start considering moving our food over here. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to connect this. We are going to deconstruct this line that we built all the way. Maybe not, maybe not, maybe not. So I'm thinking about, instead of having our dupes transport all the stuff, I can just, you know, create another piece of line over here, and then have the auto sweeper just unload. Yeah, that actually sounds like a better idea. Let me do just that. However, I must still deconstruct these parts over here. Yeah, I will deconstruct this and this, including the bridge, and then I will connect it to this rail over here, which will unload all the food over there, and then this auto sweeper will put everything that it is food in the fridge. If anything rots on the way here, it will turn into rot and stay over there. Okay, let's have this happen then. We have our very first rations over there. They are only considered to be refrigerated because the chlorine, it's only at -15. Oh, we are so close. So close. There are still a few things that need to be further chilled, like for example the gas pump. As you can see, it's only at -8 because the material was not cold, right? And so this is something that is absorbing chill or emitting heat. However, we wish to say that, okay, so we have deep freeze, we have achieved deep freeze. We still need to keep monitoring these temperatures, so I don't have the this at -50. You know, it's not a very good temperature. The objective is only to flash this with enough chill that would achieve the desired temperature. But as we can see now, the temperature is rising a little bit, maybe too much, so let's increase this to -30 and see if it maintains. Alright guys, so let's place cooking ingredients and edibles over in here. Let's put this with high priority, and let's decrease the priority on this. It's already at 5, so now the auto sweeper should start. Oh yeah, it is sending it. The food has been transported. Oh, fantastic. This will also simplify the rail system considerably. We will be able to deconstruct all of this and then deconstruct the power line that feeds this, right? And yeah, that will also simplify our electricity, reduce our electricity needs. Yeah, like this, if this was running all the time, which is not, it would be the equivalent of 2 refrigerators. So yeah. Alright, so it's still like, oh, now it will be a little bit difficult to see how the temperature of the chlorine is. However, because everything says it is refrigerated, some of the stuff is going stale. I assume the chlorine is not at -16 degrees. Let's see if I can Place chlorine, minus 17. Oh, it's close. I place these at minus 35. Eventually, the temperature will be reached. And like I said, if anything turns into rot, it will be immediately put in here and transported out of here. Hopefully, it will not emit polluted oxygen while it is in here. Hopefully, right? But as we can see, deep freeze. Deep freeze has once again been achieved, but because this food is not at the desired temperature, it's only natural that it might variate a little bit. No problem. We were expecting that, but yeah. Once again, guys, thank you so much for all your tips, because without you, this would not be possible. And if you ask me, I think this is a pretty robust system. Very cheap on the power front. Temperature-wise, not a problem. As we can see, it's pretty well contained. It will not affect the temperature of the base that much. Yeah, I don't see any disadvantages with this, other than we have the risk of having the chlorine turn into liquid and destroying everything, but what is life without a little bit of risk, right, guys? Also, guys, there is one more thing that I want to speak to you about regarding the fridge. Yeah, earlier in the episode I told you that we wanted to use hydrogen in our cooling loop, right, because of the higher thermal conductivity that hydrogen has versus oxygen, for example, right? However, as you can see, I was being a little bit of a dummy, okay? Like, I don't 100% fully understand how everything works in this game. However, the thing that I forgot completely was that in this case, thermal conductivity is not as important as a specific heat capacity. And the reason for that is quite simple. Given that the hydrogen is being used to pretty much cool down the fridge, is being used to absorb heat. That once that heat is absorbed, is destroyed by the thermoregulator. What it was called, thermal capacity, thermal conductivity. No, specific heat capacity is the amount of energy that you need to input into the gas to make it raise by 1 degree, or at least that's what I think I am. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But, however, I think that's how it works. So the more specific heat capacity, more heat you can absorb per degree of temperature raised, which means that once you destroy those 14 degrees of heat in the thermal regulator, you actually destroy more heat because the gas absorbed more, right? So why is that important? Because the specific heat capacity is the characteristic that is important for the gas that is inside the cooling loop. The gas that is outside, in this case the chlorine, is serving as a medium. It's basically transporting the heat or the cold between the gas pipe and everything else inside this fridge. Now, as we can see, the chlorine has a very, very low thermal conductivity, and that's bad. Okay, now the chlorine is cool because it will preserve your stuff, it will kill the bacteria and all the germs in it. However, the very, very low thermal conductivity means that this gas has an extraordinary difficulty transporting heat from the objects into the gas itself, which will then transport the heat to the pipes that will be absorbed by the hydrogen. So the fact that the hydrogen has a high thermal conductivity would matter if the hydrogen was actually being used as a medium, meaning if the hydrogen was in the place of the chlorine. So yeah, I just wanted to correct that, because that is actually an important thing. Like, our fridge is working, as we can see. Everything is either refrigerated or deep frozen, because, you know, the temperature is... Whoa, what the fuck just happened in here, may I ask? Like, game? May I ask why the chlorine is at minus 5 degrees? Because... See, guys, you probably are not... You probably can't tell, you know, because through the power of editing, anything is possible. However, I've been recording this episode for 3 days now. And this moment that I'm speaking to you now is pretty much the first minute of the third day of recording. And I recalled that yesterday, when I saved the game, the chlorine was not at that measly temperature. It was actually much higher. So what the hell is going on? Let me why is the chlorine so low? Maybe. Okay. Here's just a crazy idea, but for example that pincher, even though it's sterile, I kinda want to see the properties of it. Temperature. It's a 1.9 degrees. So I'm pretty certain that what is happening is that the food is dumping its heat into the chlorine, and because the chlorine is kind of shitty at this particular job, its temperature is rising up rather quickly. So, with that in mind, we must... Nope, this way. We must increase the temperature of this back to -50. And I just need to keep an eye on the temperature in here so I don't let it go too cold. But yeah, guys, the episode has taken a little bit longer to edit because to record, because unfortunately first this research is taking forever. I am definitely building an orbital environment, like something that can hold life for more than just a couple of hours inside an Atmos suit to make the future researches, because yeah, this is not the only research that costs 250 points. In fact, a ton of them cost precisely that. Yeah, kind of a good idea to go to space in one of these, for example, in a Spacefarer module, which only costs material science research, so we can do it in here. And that way, yeah, with an habitat inside of this one, we will be able to do much quicker research. So yeah, next episode, that is going to be one of the main things that I'm going to use. I'm not going through this again. Like, no. 4 hours for one research, that's pretty much ridiculous. Of course that I'm not always on top of these, refueling the Radbolt and whatnot, but Jesus Christ, enough is enough on that front, at least. So yeah, that's one of my future objectives: build a research habitat. Okay, guys, so here's what I'm thinking. This method, pretty cool, the gas pipe thermal sensor. However, big brain move here. How about we put a thermal sensor in here, right? And the automation will be a little bit nasty and all, but the automation, I mean the wire, it will not be super flush, but whatever. Who cares about that, right? And what I'm going to do is tell this thermal sensor will measure the temperature of the gas in here, and I will just crank this up to like -5,000 degrees, right? And the thermal sensor will tell the thermal regulator, hey, the gas in here, too hot, work now. And this might work, so let's try that. No, not still, goddammit game, I hate you. Stop doing this to me. Now, what am I gonna do with all this carbon dioxide? Well, I'm going to deconstruct these two tiles, and hopefully this carbon dioxide will just flow harmlessly throughout this corridor and enter into the carbon dioxide pit over here and, well, be destroyed. Hopefully. Alright. This is the most opportune moment for this to be happening. So, I was thinking about the thermal sensor thing, and then I thought to myself, a little bit of security would not be the worst idea in the world. And that security comes in the form of having yep, because we had to cut down the power. This is going crazy, so let's give this actually, no, I want to give this an emergency automation, emergency priority. So pretty much we will have this thermal sensor saying, pretty much reading the temperature. I set it to -19, -19, please. Okay, if this sensor and this safety sensor are both active, then the thermal regulator may activate. This is precisely so we don't have the chlorine liquefy on us, as we can see happening right before our very own eyes. Luckily, the second the chlorine touches the metal tile, it evaporates again. But yeah. Alright, so as we can see, it stopped. The chlorine shouldn't be liquefying anymore, hopefully. And we will be able to control the situation. Still, oh, come on, bro. So the chlorine is liquefying, yeah, and damn. I have the come on, come on, select the freaking pipe, bro. Ah, thank you. But yeah, I kinda have the this going the wrong way because it's dumping its chill first in here, and then when there is no more chill left, it goes through our food. So guys, look what I found! A nitrogen vent. Huh. We have another potential source of power over here, and we are kinda needing it. Our tank is empty. And, well, we have plenty of petrol. That's not really an issue. But still, if we could increase our power production to relieve the pressure out of this one, that would not be a bad idea. So this is a future project, however it's not going to be a super complicated one. Simple, I'm not going to make one like yeah, not like this one. No sir. It will be probably 4 to 6 tanks, a couple of burners, and that will be all. I don't really want to increase my spaghetti monster too much, and we could also increase our solar power production. We still have a little bit of room, because I want to make solar power this way and rockets this way, right? We have plenty of room for that. Okay guys, so as we can observe, this actually works pretty well. The temperature has been remaining somewhat stable. This tile has oscillated a little bit between -18 and -22, but that's pretty much it. Now, the more I think about the chlorine condensating, the less I see an issue with, as long as these 3 tiles remain above the condensation temperature. The second the chlorine touches the tiles, it will evaporate immediately, and that actually is actually not a bad thing, because the chlorine in here is much colder than the one in here. As we can see, this one is -17.8, which makes our food not deep frozen, but this one over here, it's at -36. So when this condenses, it brings the chill with it, and as it touches down and it evaporates again, leaves some of that cold temperature in here, so it only helps in making sure that this area remains as cold as possible. My only fear is that it might displace the petroleum if it doesn't immediately evaporate. Hopefully that doesn't happen. That's my my hopes, at least. But yeah, this system, as is, works as intended. The automation is not super complicated. An AND gate with both sensors. This sensor is set up at -70, and this one is set up at -20. Tends to work most of the times. Let's just say that 70% of the time the food is deep frozen and the other 30% is refrigerated, so pretty much every time something new enters the fridge, the food stops being refrigerated for a few seconds. But that's why we have this emergency system over here to pull the rot out and put it, you know, outside where it doesn't cause any issues. And so far, we already pulled out a couple of rotten things and it didn't emit any polluted oxygen. So far, so good. I am pleased with this. So guys, I've been thinking all this time that it is taking me to do the research is most of the time because there is no Radbolt in here. So I had an idea. What if I did a little bit of automation to make this work? Now, I'll be using some pieces of automation like the weight plate, for example, which I can't say that I have used before, but I'm pretty sure that I can come up with something. So pretty much, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to use a timer sensor. I'm still curious on how is this going to work, but my idea is to have the timer sensor send pulses, because I kind of just want to send a green pulse every once in a while. So pretty much, oh, they already opened that. Let me just put the weight plate over, yeah. So this is the place the dupe stands on to work. I rather have this than the dupe motion sensor, is more accurate. This is going to a filler gate, just to filter out dupes running around the place to build stuff and whatnot. Right, once the dupes stand on here for a long enough period of time, that will send a green signal to an end gate. The end gate will be receiving a signal from the timer as well, and that will go into an OR gate, which will activate the Radbolt. This is an OR gate just because I want to have the signal switch so that I can refill the material station manually if it ran out, because if it runs out, the dupe will not come here, therefore it will not activate the system. Oh, the timer is perfect. This is perfect. You can control the red duration and the green duration. Now, the only thing I have to do is to evaluate how long do the red bolts last in here. Right? So, yeah. This is going to be actually... I'm pretty confident on this. So, I think it is time for us to test this. What I'm going to do, right now there is nothing in there, so I'm going to refill it. Sorry. So I'm going to refill it, like I said. One. We just want to have enough to have the dupe come in here and start doing his research. Alright, so the dupe is coming and the green signal is fast approaching, but we have the space to absorb the Radbolt. Just cancel that, so the dupes don't get any funny ideas. Alright, so... What? Dupe? You are not on top of that? Abe, just do me a second. Just do me a favor. Okay, so... okay. So... Weight plate didn't work. Next plan, let's use the... What is the thingy? Let's use this one instead. It's the same thing. It's just that this one was more accurate, while this one, you know, encompasses a much larger area, but, oh well. So this one encompasses the entire thingy. I don't want this to activate when the dupe is working on this station, for example. So let's put it like this. And let's run the wire like this. Let's deconstruct that. Alright guys, so let's test this out. Trial number 2, so this is active, this is about to be active. What? What happened? You send a green signal. The filler was not yet ready. Okay, we'll have to wait for the next cycle. That's actually quite good, because we had 50 bolts, this was about to tick, it had like 5 seconds left, so we'll be able to see if 30 seconds is all that we need to shoot something over here. Come on. There we go, fantastic. Okay, let's see. Can we, do we have space to take another shot by doing the research in the next 30 seconds? Let's take a look. And this should be about to shoot. So 30 seconds might not be enough. Let's increase it to 35 for now. And let's see how this goes. Alright, about to shoot. Before the bolt hits, we have still 25 Radbolts. Okay, now we have 68, meaning 35, not enough. 40. And we have 25. Oh, fantastic. We found the magic number. 68. So pretty much... Oh, not this sensor, this sensor. Around the 40-second mark is the sweet spot. Now, the sweet spot for you might be different because it is dependent on the distance between the Radbolt generator and the input for the Radbolts. Right here we have, let me see, we have 6 tiles. So, you know, we lose 6 Radbolts in this journey. Still, the idea behind it, it's very simple, as you can see. Like, you can do without the this if you want to. There is ways you can trigger the system to work, but still, doing one of these, a signal switch, is not a bad idea to kickstart the system. But yeah, this is a pretty simple solution to the Radbolt problem. And now, my researcher will be able to stay in here all day doing research, and I will no longer have to be worried about coming back in here every 5 seconds to activate the Radbolts, right? Because this is going to activate by itself. Now, there is always a risk that the Abe might take a shot to the head, but, you know, once again, what is life without a little bit of risk, right? And this, like, pretty much just automates the entire process, making us, like, not have to worry about this too much. In the span of time that I've been here talking to you guys, I did more research than I did probably in 5 days together, because I keep forgetting to come in here and do the Radbolt thing. So yeah, now this might not take a lot at all. So yeah, guys, but unfortunately, like I said, I've been recording this episode for the past 3 days. I have no idea how long it is. Might be too long, might be a little bit short, but unfortunately, I have to admit it, I think we fail on achieving the research for the big rocket in this episode. However, we built the automation required to help us out in the long run, and that way we'll be able to research things much quicker. So we have a victory here, and of course that we managed to achieve deep frozen in sterile atmosphere with a very nice automatic way to control the temperature in here. So fantastic, and we cleaned out our electrical grid. Now look at this base. Doesn't this look much more organized than it was? Instead of a mess, now we have very few wires, actually. And that way we'll be able to eventually put the windows that I've been talking about for like 5 episodes in here. But that's eventually. That's like a beautifying project, not really an essential one. So, yeah. And with that said, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed a lot making it, but the end must come, and with that in mind, so guys, like I said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!